Yeah, let's talk. We're going to talk about that too. So Jaxson Dart getting the nod. It only took 3 weeks. And what's crazy is too for Russell Wilson is he threw 450 yards last week, right? In that spectacular game against the Cowboys, had that bad turnover in overtime. But then Sunday night was so bad on primetime. And that last series in particular, where he's thrown into the tunnel, he's just thrown out in the back of the end zone multiple times. They're like, you know what? We're not going to do this. And what is Jaxson Dart's reward? They're not even sending out Jameis Winston. He's got to go against the Chargers. That's your first matchup in the NFL. Godspeed, Jackson.
Yeah, Godspeed. Let's give him probably the toughest challenge right away. Yeah, but like if you believe in the guy, go make him fucking play. Go make him play. Yeah, Russ, like, I think, you're watching that last series, and I rewatched it, I think yesterday, part of it. And you understand, like, if you're throwing it away on, second or third down, because you got another chance after that. But when you throw the ball away on fourth down, you just throw it out of the end zone. You don't give a single guy a chance to make a play for your team. Like, that is something you would much rather your rookie quarterback do and live with it and be like, yo, all right. But if it's a dude who's been in the NFL as long as Russ, it's just like, okay, your risk reward is no longer worth it for us. And now we're going to move on to Jaxson Dart. Russ, his career, I think, as a starter is done. And it's happening unceremoniously.
Yeah.
And it's, the Broncos, they benched him, famously. Steelers gave him a chance. Steelers couldn't really bench him because they didn't have a better option. And now the Giants have a better option, and this is where we're at.
I do want to talk about I don't want to get off the Jaxson Dart thing real quick. You were mentioning that you think Russell Wilson's done now as a starter. I would imagine, unless something crazy happens throughout the season, someone gets hurt or, guys don't look good. I don't know if he's going to start another game for the Giants, but do you think that he's just going to find another team as a backup now, like next year, or do you think he's done?
I don't know. That's up to Russ. I think Russ is a weird, I'm not even sure how many teams want Russell Wilson as a backup in terms of his actual skill set as a quarterback. If Russ wants to, I think he can find a spot and he can be on an NFL roster for a few more years, make a good amount of money, because I think if your young starter goes down and you got to put Russ into a football game, while he has his weaknesses, he's the kind of guy who can come in and provide a spark for sure. But it's all about his willingness, I think, to accept that role. And I don't know where he's at mentally to be like, oh yeah, I'm a backup now. That's a hard thing for guys who've had as much success as Russ in the league to accept. So I don't know.
All the bias, Raven, obviously. I'm just trying to put the Lions down the entire time. Not that they got their ass kicked week 1, but
yeah. I'm just waiting for the first guy to get some sort of weird brand deal that coincides with them going to play in the UFL.
That's fair.
Russ is like, you know what? This company's going to pay me $20 million, and I'm going to go quarterback the UFL for a season. I'm going to show these guys I still got a little flair in my arm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Wilson was a mistake, but see, I don't know, man. They needed something there, and you couldn't. I don't think the current iteration of the Giants could have started Jaxson Dart week 1. I think they needed to know how bad their offensive line was. I'm dead serious. I think that they needed, hey Russ, hey Jameis, here's a bunch of money. I'm a little surprised that they're not going with Jameis as a buffer right this second, especially going against the Chargers, man. It just feels like you are throwing him right into the fire. Listen, if Jaxson Dart, this is kind of I think how we were talking about Drake May. If Jaxson Dart even looks serviceable against that Chargers defense, that's a win. I don't expect the Giants to beat the Chargers. Who knows? Crazier things have happened. I don't expect that, but if he could just look decent, that's a win in my book. So
yeah, and I think ultimately,
I think they're trying to save their jobs too.
Yeah. And it's so hard to say if Dart's going to be good or not, because he looked good in the preseason. And that is just it is not a great place to actually get a read on an NFL quarterback. But I think he's got enough of the tools that I think there should be a little bit of optimism for Giants fans as he comes in. Yes, you could argue there's problems with the Giants offensive line, but there's always a problem with an offensive line if Russell Wilson is your quarterback. So maybe Dart coming in, and this is hard to do as a rookie though, come in, just get rid of the ball quickly, go through a couple progressions quickly from the pocket, make those throws. I think it can look better fast, but that's a lot to ask of a rookie. But you got Malik Neighbors there, and the Chiefs took Malik Neighbors out of the game last week, but Russ didn't know that. Russ didn't realize that, and that was the issue. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah,
and they have. I think Tyrone Tracy is injured too. So you're going to get more of Cam Scattaboo. Scattaboo was their leading rusher and receiver last week.
Scattaboo actually, again, that he runs tough. I was talking about this when we were streaming on Sunday night. He does remind me of a prototypical Giants running back. Come December, no one's going to want to tackle that man. That's going to be a pain in the ass. So
he's Peyton Hillis.
Yeah.
The Peyton Hillis season.